there are a lot of problems in the world. Most of them are unfortunately made by us, human beings. But I can't help but notice that we desperately try to fix the world when the real change should be on us. Now, one of these problems is our fear and ignorance to the unknown, to what is different. And from this comes discrimination, bullying, gossips. But now I'm not here to tell you don't judge, because that's what everybody says. But that is not what should be said. You don't judge just because it's bad, or because that's what everybody tells you, but because you don't know what you are talking about. You truly don't understand what you are saying. There's this very well-known phrase, don't speak about what you don't know. Every time somebody listens to it, they nod and assure that they know this already, when in reality, they don't apply it to their daily basis. For example, when there's a kid who cries a lot all the time, when somebody speaks about a single topic over and over again, when someone's too shy, when someone's too loud, we keep saying things about them, but we don't know what they might be going through. We don't know how they must be feeling. Now, yes, there are times in which you can actually see the full picture of the situation. You might know everything that's going on with their lives. You might have even been in a similar situation. But this does not make you comprehend it all. Because we are all different. Because of the experiences we've had, the family we've got, the place where we grew up. All these things made us be who we are now. That's why nobody thinks as somebody else. That's why nobody acts just as somebody else. So if somebody's in a problem and you want to help, you want to know, you can start by understanding the person, not the situation. Now, related to this are first impressions. And let me tell you something, first impressions are overrated. Yes, I understand you can get an idea of who the person is, but nobody, and I mean nobody, shows their whole self the first time they meet somebody. But people nowadays, they just see them, write a label, paste it on their foreheads, and that's how it will stay for all their lives. And by doing this, not only you're depriving them from their opportunity to show who they truly are, because maybe you won't believe them, or maybe you won't let them, but you're also missing the chance to get to know them. And you don't know if that person you just called weird could actually be your best friend. And you don't know, maybe they were having a bad day, and that's why they act as they did. Or maybe you were having a bad day, and that's why you don't take them in as you normally would. But I guess we'll never know, because you already labeled them. And with first impressions, you can't know the other person's story. And we all have one. It's not what we write in school when they ask us to write our autobiographies. It's not what we tell people we just met. It's that story we carry deep into our souls. That story that made us be who we are now. It's not just your name, it's not your family. It's that moment that could have lasted seconds, hours, or even years. It's that moment that changed us. That moment that made something inside of us move. And because of that, is why some things trigger other things inside of us. That's why we might not be able to do things. That's why we think as we do right now. We all have these stories. And that is why we should not judge. But above all, above everything I've said, we need to understand this. We are not judges. You don't get to decide if the boy who cries a lot is right or wrong, because you're not him. You don't get to decide if the person who speaks a lot about a single topic is weird, because you don't know if that thing is the only thing that keeps them going through tough times. And the same way, nobody gets to decide how you feel, because they are not you, and they do not understand. Now, I said before, we should not say don't judge. What we should say is get to know him or her, try to understand. That is what we should say, because we all have a story. Thank you very much.